know my content, everybody. That's okay. Now if it's straight over me. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself, love attention, and I say respectfully. You know, chicks and dudes will watch you, but they're watching you at the end of the day. Don't spell work, but if someone's not entertaining, why would you put your notification on? Why would you be in that group chat? Can't wait to dim somebody's light. Only why you bring your own goddamn blood pressure up because you can't stand somebody because hold on 1 second. Vocabulary tools that you can relate to. You try to school someone to narcissist behavior. It be the trend of thought for me. How witches and warlocks would try to size you up. You know, the devil alone, the enemy was never competing. They would never understand unconditional love started within. Yeah, he say, she say, they said she wasn't going to become nobody at the end of the day. But God, so you had a bigger plan, loving yourself, not to dim your light. Even when folks had to throw smoke in a toxic way to make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. But God brought you balance when it comes to acknowledging yourself. Self-growth looks good. You don't ever allow someone to dim your light being comfortable in your own skin. You know, chicks and dudes, they pick and choose who could talk about certain subjects at the end of the day. When it come to God, spirituality, healing, trauma, and pain, when you have to get physical, it be the train of thought for me or narcotics. Hold on 1 second, because someone's trying to overcome a rainy day. It be the train of thought for me. Until it's their story at the end of the day. They want to be able to hold on 1 second. It was all about them, but hold on 1 second. It was never competition when I know how to respect my neighbor. Just stay in your lane. No, even take of me. No, because, you know, individuals pick and choose who could talk about certain topics at the end of the day. But that does not mean stop choosing yourself because they don't see your worth. They don't know how to respect you. You don't gotta sleep with somebody at the end of the day to respect your neighbor, regardless to what tax bracket they in. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself. No attentions. Today is currently November 11th. 2025. No, it's the straight over me, god darn it. You know, my content, everybody. You know, I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. Catching my blessings, thank you God for being patient with me. I ain't have to watch the devil good day by day. So it wasn't for sale, but goals for keeping it real. It's the straight over yourself. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. I to the genuine ones. Let me say this. Hi. You know, hold on 1 second. You are my sunshine. You're all blessing. Never get discouraged, cause I hate to try to dim your light. They overlooked you, but G.O.D. got your back. You better your word, don't overlook yourself. Hold on 1 second, cheering yourself on, becoming your biggest cheerleader. They went over and said elevation actually hits different. Yeah, I'm a puppet. Hold on 1 second, but I know how to be real. Hey, be yourself, but no mistakes. We all not haters. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Where should I start? You was chasing that you couldn't relate to authenticity. It be the train of thought from you even act. Hold on 1 second. You was chasing someone to come to authenticity, but you couldn't put the proper steps and actually understand your own mindset when it comes to your mental health. Hold on 1 second. Self-love. You was rather self-destructing at the end of the day. You had folks in different tags bracket throwing spoke towards an innocent person because you looked at like competition, or because, hold on 1 second, someone understood overcome a rainy day, something you couldn't relate to was your own potential. How you try to dim somebody's light having so much hate in your vein? You even have to know someone even on a rainy day. Hold on 1 second, because someone tells a couple of verbs when it come to hold on 1 second, they was trying to give up on themselves. It bothered your mental health at the end of the day, but hold on 1 second, because someone truly had a type when they chose themselves to overcome the pain. You know, my content is not everybody, and I say respectfully. You know, poetry, my swag. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. We on 2 different time zones. You chasing the paper at the end of the day, but I'm on God's time zone. That energy has different being authentic. You know, miracles actually happen on God's time at the end of the day, even when the devil try to test you. Hold on 1 second. But God was sweet gangster. It was G-O-D, not D-O-G. It be the train of thought for me. How folks would try to crack jokes, say God not real. But God was sweet maintaining your smile when you have to hold on 1 second. You ain't have to dim your neighbor's light to project your neighbor to play with spoke. Hold on 1 second. Or because you know how to be comfortable in your own skin that will bother someone's mental health. You know, because God, when they step for you, your heavenly mother, father, God, certain folks will never understand your true potential. How you showing up for yourself when God was showing you motivation is different. Even when folks put you in competition, they would never understand how long I said you was far from hating. Always being self-anomalous intentions. I'm far from a hater, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Even Trey don't be always being self-anomalous intentions. You know, no mother or father should lose their child or a family member due to someone's jealousy, insecurity, or envy at the end of the day. Or someone decides to project spoke towards someone because someone doesn't want to see someone become great. Or someone doesn't want to see someone prosper in life. Or someone doesn't want someone to see someone's authenticity because they had so much to say behind closed doors. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks will project a hate crime, trying to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, or financially, or even project spoke on someone's baby at the end of the day. You know, no mother or father should have to worry about a phone call and having to identify their child because someone didn't understand self-control, because people pick and choose when they want to use certain tools when it comes to bullying. But you said that you at peace with yourself. If you're truly at peace with yourself, you will pour that same energy into yourself. And if someone actually walked away from you with no malicious intentions and they didn't have harm towards you, they didn't disrespect you, no shape or form at the end of the day, you should know how to keep it pushing. How folks, we want to have that, you know, that tie, that attachment towards you, so they can talk about like a bad habit, so they can energy harvest off your energy, or even project spoke towards you, or even try to make you feel mentally unstable. This type of stuff actually happens when folks want to control the narrative of your life because they don't want that detachment in the day. You know, when God said, discontinue, no, have the trait over me. It was for you to move forward in life, not for certain folks to try to kick you down because you know how to treat yourself right. Even when you dealt with poverty and pain, you know my content, everybody, and I say it respectfully. But no mother or father or family member should have to deal with someone's lack of self-control because someone is jealous. Regardless to your spirituality, regardless to the gifts that God endowed within you, or you just know how to love somebody, you just know how to respect somebody, or you just know how to be authentic, and you just know how to be yourself, and you fall from a copycat. How individuals don't like that at the end of the day. You know, my content is not for everyone. You know, no mother or father, regardless they came from poverty and pain on at the end of the day, they should never be stripped away from their own child because of someone's lack of self-control, because of someone's envy, insecurity, or because they want a mother and father to lose their mental health. They want to label a mother and father mentally unstable, mentally incapable of taking care of that child when that mother knew how to protect that baby, respect that baby, show up for that baby, pray for that baby. And that mother and father still praying for that child to return home safely. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself on the intentions. Entertaining purposes only. Not entertain though. My content I'm right. That's okay. You know, entertaining purposes only. You know, my content is not for everybody. I may not be entertaining to you, but you could go find somewhere else to entertain your time and not take away from yourself to go find something else to do. You know, like clean your house or go restore yourself and love yourself and look in the mirror and choose you. No other trade on me. You know, because if I'm entertaining you, then there's no need to have that hate train, send spell work, and do all of that weird stuff, or try to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, or send a spell because of the one you lack self-control. Hit the train on me, go back to your tax breaker or your age. You could go find something else to do somewhere else when it comes to your weather. A storm over there. Be clever. You know, my content's on everybody, and I say this respectfully. Entertainment purpose only. Yo, then mind your business with the mind your business. You got that phone call? No, I have the trade, don't they? Hey, what's going on? Hey, no, for real. You ever realize at the end of the day, when individuals start to change their life and they like you, no, it's the trade over me. You ever been minding your business and someone asks you, you know, before you step in or you decide to go somewhere, do they need something? And they like, yeah, it's a trade over me. They say, you know what, I'm gonna text it to y'all. When you get there, it's there for pickup or whatever case it may be. You ever went into a store that you wasn't familiar with and went into a store at the end of the day to realize, hold on 1 second, my digestive system, my digestive system, my digestive system. I gotta do an about face. What the fuck? It's a trade don't be. Only realize you want to diet and they not. No, it's a trade don't be. Your cravings start to kick in like, wait. You know, that eggnog ice cream can be hitting for at the end of the day with a little cookie. chocolate chip on the side or a little muffin in the morning or something. Like, damn, it's the train of thought for me. Or then you come across you know, banana pudding ice cream. Why did you take me on my train of thought? God damn it! I'm trying to get my life together when it comes to this figure at the end of the day. I ain't trying to add no extra, carbs where it don't need to be, or, fat where it don't need to be. I'm trying to have that resting body at the end of the day. More so like, healthy, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. It's the trait of me. You ever got that one phone call from a Pacific person in the day? They like, yo, do me a favor. I need you to go to the store, whatever the case may be, and get a couple of things. No problem. You ever had someone send you a picture and think that you slow, stupid, and retarded? No, it's the trait on me. I know how to follow instructions. It's your stupid ass. No, it's the trait on me. You ever had that one family member that be high as hell all the time? No, it's the trait on me. Don't forget my ice cream. I won't munchy face. It's the trait though for me. No, for real. You ever told someone when they was under the influence? I ain't talking about that hard narcotics at the end of the day. I'm talking about a little marijuana. That's the trait on me. You ever had someone call you multiple times? Do they have what I'm looking for? It's the trait of me. Yeah, they got it, fool. You ever had that one debate with somebody at the end of the day? When they over the influence or whatever the case may be, they had a little drink in their system. And they tell you to go do something for them. And you go do it, but then when you go back to the crib or go back to them, they ain't have what you was looking for. I would do my goddamn self then. Well, go ahead then. At the end of the day, don't waste my goddamn time next time because they ain't got it in there and I ain't going to no third store, stupid. I was trying to be nice when I went to the second store. People are so not nice nowadays. You trying to be nice to individuals? Goddamn, I'm thankful if I got self-control. That's the point what happens at the end of the day. You come across chicks and dudes, don't matter how old they are. Don't matter how old they are, and I say that respectfully. Certain folks can't hold their limit when it comes to that narcotics, and I say that respectfully, regardless if it's a drink or not. And I say this respectfully. They want you to have the mindset of being cautious. Don't respect somebody. Wow, I was just getting lost in my words. But this type of stuff actually happens when someone's straight under the influence. They start to slur. They start to get lost in their words. They feel so out of space, so out of balance at the end of the day. They just want someone to actually hear them, to actually pay attention. They actually running from themselves at the end of the day when it comes to a deep depression. They try to drink a coffee, but hold on one second, the flavor didn't make sense. Or because hold on one second, it was another habit they trying to kick. Hold on one second, when it came to that espresso, 1, 2, 3, dang, you on your 7th shot, it'd be the train of thought for me. You might need to slow down just a little bit. Don't let your blood pressure get too overwhelmed at the end of the day. All because someone didn't know how to respect you, love you. You was going through trauma and pain. They would never understand your rainy days. You had to take that narcotics to take the pain away. They would never understand when they overlooked you, all because you had a heart that day. Someone taking your kindness or weakness. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to dealing with depression. Hold on one second. How do you hold your own weight? I may not make sense to the average person, but this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to our community. And it don't matter your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your little disability. It didn't matter if you had a moms and pops in the household to show you the proper tools. Hold on one second, you went the wrong way when you least expected. They would never understand how you truly perform at the end of the day. Or because someone hurt you. You got hurt in your own words trying to find you. You just wanted to find peace within a better you. That unhealthy relationship brought you unbalanced. Only was the hold on one second you had the knowledge. So smart, street smart, but smart. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes to healing trauma and pain. I may not make sense to the average person, but you matter, you're worthy. They would never understand how you truly being cautious when it came to finding yourself to love yourself another day. Healing trauma and pain is not a race overnight process. My content is not for everyone. Entertainment purposes only. No, it's a trait of me. You ever been minding your business with the mind of your business when you were a kid or whatever the case may be? You ever had that one parent that decided to say, hey, it's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, it's free. That Saturday night or whatever the case may be. They decided to say, I'm going to go out. You kids been giving me a little hard time and get on my goddamn nerve. Oh, that's how you feel? Do me a favor. you leave, make sure there's some food for us to eat that's edible. No, it's the trade on me. Matter of fact, leave a couple of dollars in the day if you could spare. I may not want what you actually provided. It's the trade on me because I'm truly aware that you cannot cook. No, the trade on me. You ever had that one entertainment purpose only? You ever had that one family member, whatever the case may be, that decided to say, I need your favor. After you just cursed us out, you want our favor? Are you stupid, dumb, or retarded, or deaf? It's the trade though, because you probably didn't comprehend what you said out your own goddamn mouth. Hello? It's the trade though me. How does my outfit look? This fool done put on 4 different outfits, 7 pairs of shoes. I'm trying to figure out, hold on one second. I thought you said you was broke. It's the trait of me. You got so much going on. No, for real. They said, no, this is my rainy day type of stuff. Oh, that's cute. It's a trait of me. You ever told somebody they didn't look right without telling them? You just made a face without meaning to make it a face expression or whatever the case may be, and they decide to curse you out even more? Oh, wait. I didn't mean it. Wait. I didn't call you a hoe. I swear I said, oh. It's a trait on me. You ever had that one family member, you try to get your words out, but then they try to take, things out of content or whatever case may be as they trying to curse you out, and you trying to get your life together and realize, hold on one second. I didn't mean what you thought I said at the end of the day. I was like, oh, like, that's what you wearing outside. It's a trait off of me. This fool say, well, they go on their third outfit, the case me. They in the mirror within the mirror. They start putting a little music on and shit. They don't drink or whatever the case may be. They start doing a little two-step. So that's how you gonna show up and dance when you get in there? Why? Because you look stupid. That's why. It's a trait over me. This fool gonna say, I know I just cursed you out, but you don't think I look cute? I don't know where you going with all these multiple colors at the end of the day, but wherever you going, I hope the circus is ready for you. No, it's the trade on me, dumbass. You ever had that one family member at the end of the day that don't know how to put makeup on, but they still try for A, for F, whatever the case may be? When they first begin or whatever the case may be, because during the years, they got better with time and day, whatever the case may be. Do us a favor, as family and friends. Don't embarrass us. What's wrong with you? You might see somebody I might know, and I don't want them to talk bad about me next week. It's a trade off for me. Only you realize your aunt calls you. What they calling you? Y'all coming over for the weekend, kids? Yeah. We get over there, what the case be. Did y'all see what that fool had on? Listening to adult conversations, that's not a child's place. No, it's the trade on me, but it was really good. Oh, it's the trade on me. What are they talking about? And only realized, hold on one second, they took about the clown. That was your mother. It's the trade over me. I want to fight. You ever been so mad at the end of the day when someone talk about your parent and you go back to them with the snotty nose and shit or whatever the case may be? They like, what happened? They was talking about you. What they say? You start repeating what they said or whatever the case may be. They start laughing and stuff like, I would love to protect you right now, but I'm good. No, it's the trade on me. Don't worry about them fools. I don't care. At the end of the day, they ain't hurt my pocket, let alone my soul. It's the trade on me. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Keeping it real, check you out, neighbor. Keeping it real, check you out, neighbor. Personality, hold on one second. You never had to try hard to be authentic. Far from a copycat, far from a hater. Neighbor, they try to dim your light. You had chicks and dudes and different tags bracket trying to school you, humble you, right to left. Hold on one second, cause you loved yourself, yeah, the better yourself. Don't dim your light, yeah, you're mad and you're worthy. You mad and you're worthy. Now, it's trade off of me. Because growth actually is different when you start to mature. That potential that you always had within you, who would have knew was truly a gift at the end of the day. When God restored you for all the right reasons, you actually prayed. You didn't have to worship the devil. They don't sell your soul. They would never understand elevation actually is different when it comes to, hold on one second, God was truly showing you balance, acknowledging your worth when God gave you the proper tools, even when you to make sense to the average person, being authentic at the end of the day. The right people actually see you, they acknowledge you. They didn't have to play with sport to discourage you at the end of the day. It'd be the train of thought for me. Never get lost in someone's words to say, Never get lost in someone's words because you believe in faith. You know the enemy going to try to shortchange you when you speak enough for yourself. Being a truth teller at the end is going to bother someone's mental health. They got to dibble and dab with spell work, all because of your opinion, keeping it real at the end of the day, all because you understood that, hold on one second, it was never competition when it took your kindness or weakness. You understood 6 feet apart, thank you, no thank you. You wasn't far from, hold on one second, delusional when they try to paint you to be that 730 pace at the end of the day, but your elevator actually worked when it come to, hold on one second, having all the options, hold on one second. Choosing yourself to uplift yourself. You ain't get mad at you are worthy. Don't tell me you like neighbor, you fought from a hater. Never competition when it comes to loving yourself. I may not make sense to the average person. You know, keeping it real. It didn't matter if he was a dude or a chick. Your personality was so swell. You know, smooth, real. The energy is different. Fall from a hater. You bothered a mental health from someone that was a psych patient. You know, the one that got to dibble and dab with spell work. The one that got to gather up with the hatred and at the end of the demulator because they was trying to test you, rob you, trying to humble you. At the end of the day, hack your devices, trying to paint you to be, hold on one second, not worthy. Actually having the criteria, hold on one second. You was far from the joke. They put you part of the conversation at the end of the day because you understood your worth. Why would you want to lose yourself at the end of the day because someone didn't know how to value your time and they don't respect you? It be the train of thought for me when you truly was not trying to get physical. The hate was real. The animosity was loud. But God was showing you while God was fixing your crown. I may not make sense to the average person, but you was far from a bum at the end of the day. All because you was willing to understand and overcome pain. You know, being a bum, they say a bum is someone on the street. No, it's not. Because you can have a bum mentality and have all the money in the world. You can have a bum mentality and be a copycat. You can have a bum mentality and project spell work towards somebody who ain't bothering you. Antagonizing someone's character trait just to get a reaction, all because you try to humble somebody. It be the train of thought for me. How bum mentalities come in different shapes and forms. You be so surprised what these folks look like at the end of the day when you have to put a mask or a name to their face. Hold on one second, you have to say someone's name. It be the train of thought for me when you truly actually understood that being woke is truly gonna bother someone's mental health. They swear that they know you, so they watch your every move when you have to get discouraged because you were truly the blessing when God gave you the proper tools. You know, it may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I love to talk about love. No, it's the train of thought for me. Love is rare, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. It wasn't just a dream. It actually truly just came true. You know, even when you got lost in your words, God didn't shortchange you. You was the miracle to love yourself. Overcoming what you've been through, they would never understand how God was showing you balance when it comes to understanding your worth. That you are worthy when it comes to your boundaries. Your past living your reality today. Someone truly actually valuing your time and they have to play mind manipulation games at the end of the day. They ain't have to dibble and dab with sport to get your time and day. They wasn't trying to shortchange your mental when it comes to, hold on one second, understanding the future was real. Someone truly actually keeping it real, being loyal, kind, genuine, and fine. Who would have knew, dang, someone was book smart, street smart, respecting you. Someone trying to put their hands on you to get physical. You know, someone didn't have to compete with the next person at the end of the day because the line was there, but hold on one second, it was truly short, all because someone truly only saw you. That energy is different. Y'all was both on the same page. Y'all wasn't trying to have your cake and eat it too. Who would have knew that God was really allow you while you still overcame pain? Someone brought peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. You know, because God was the director of your life at the end of the day. You may not pray the same as the average person. I don't love your life, but someone truly prayed for not against you. It wasn't less when someone didn't have malicious intentions. That energy is different. When true love was in competition at the end of the day. You know, when your past tried to spin a block, but God said, no, not today. When you wasn't running from your past, the energy is different. They would never understand the weight that you had to hold. The weight that you had to hold to become the best self, vision yourself, to choose you. Or because someone to cause confusion in your life, to disrespect you. They want to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, project spirit, let alone lust, play mind manipulation games, only to hold on one second just to say they had you that day. It be the train of thought for me. Because when the right person walks into your life, they see you, they hear you, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. Even when you get lost in your words, someone wasn't trying to disrespect you. You know, because when someone actually brings you peace, that switch it up at the end of the day just got better When it comes to hold on one second, a future so real, someone truly showing you why you was comfortable in your own skin allows you to hell. When it comes to the love department, when God sends the right person to your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. Someone's your biggest cheerleader up close and person behind closed doors. That ain't just different. Even when folks is projecting hate towards you, even when folks is sending you evil lie when it comes to your relationship, even when folks got to tell certain lies about you. When someone is really in love with you, and when someone truly respects you at the end of the day, that he say, she say, it's out the window, neighbor. It's out the window, neighbor. He say, she say, hardline, 1 second. What's up, butterfly? Not only was you fly when it came your swag, true love was a competition at the end of the day. Only was the hold on 1 second. Pain made you feel like why it didn't last. You put the proper footwork in when it come to hold on 1 second to shine. The sun was shining even when you couldn't see at the end of the day. Overcome those rainy days. Who would have knew that your favorite song was loving you at the end of the day? Looking in the mirror when God was really showing you at the end of the day you was worthy. Far from being fake when you knew how to be authentic. It came naturally because it started within you. You had so much obstacles, you almost lost you. But who would have known you'd be standing for yourself today? Only was the hold on 1 second. God was really true. God was the truth. Healing trauma and pain may not make sense to the average person. And it's not a race or an overnight process. It's not. Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. I love to talk about love. Let's start with butterfly. They counted you out, but you counted you in. You was on the winning team this whole entire time because God truly had a plan. Practice being perfect. But it comes to hold on 1 second, acknowledging your worth, that you was worthy of choosing yourself to be comfortable in your own skin. Insecurity had to wear off. Only was the hold on 1 second, you wasn't trying to disturb yourself, abusing yourself with your own words when it come to hold on 1 second. I love myself now, the dim my light. I love myself now, the dim my light. I love myself now, the dim my light. Thank you, G.O.D. for being patient with me. That ain't just different. You chose you, butterfly. They would never understand those footsteps that you had to walk at the end of the day fulfilling your shoes. It was days you were so blindsided you didn't have the proper tools. But getting discouraged, who would have known you'd be choosing you? A chapter where you almost gave up on. You had all the wrong people stepping for you the wrong way. Only was the hold on 1 second. God had a better plan. When God removed certain folks out of your life, let alone revealing, hold on 1 second. That energy is different when you truly vibration. High vibration. I ain't talking about getting high. And I say that respectfully when you truly paying attention. You had to heal certain open wounds, still being patient with time and day, but truly confused the enemy, all because you was willing to choose you. When God spent the block for all the right reasons. It was days you felt so alone at the end of the day, but God truly hearing your cries, let alone your voice in the most healthiest way when you least expect it, because God truly allowed you to feel what God gave you access to a key they can't relate to. Unconditional love allows you to heal. God starting open doors when you least expected. Who would have knew? God saw you. You was worthy of that door. You was worthy of that door. And I don't mean no toxic behavior at the end of the day. Because you had so much in your past that destroyed you. Made you feel like, hold on 1 second, who can hear me? But growth is different. Only was the hold on 1 second. You should keeping it real when God saw you. We all don't pray the same. But always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. Love is real, love is one of a kind. When God is directing your life and you pray for a healthy relationship, it's a vision they can't relate to. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Someone didn't have to manipulate God because God was never for life. He was a cloud chaser of fame when someone didn't have to get physical. Someone didn't have to manipulate their way in your life at the end of the day. Someone knew how to respect you, actually fix your crown and maintain your smile. It went from 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 30 years. Who would have knew that true love allowed you to heal, to keep it real at the end of the day? Being on the same page, praying for someone out against them. Someone from your past. Try to spin the block, but God said true love can truly last. That person that was there before, that chapter is closed because someone truly showing you, hold on 1 second, they can keep it real. They could truly keep it rare. They truly could keep it real. And it was truly rare. You're a special person. They saw you, they heard you, and they respect you. That ain't just different when it comes to growth, being on God's timing. Wow. Someone didn't have to wear a mask to love you. Switching up, having a cake, eat it too wasn't part of their vocabulary. You know, someone bringing peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments, they ain't just different. Always be yourself with intentions. I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. But always be yourself with no intentions. Now here's a trait on me. You know my content, everybody. That's okay. You ever been gangster before? It's a trait on me. You ever decide to pick up the goddamn phone or just mind your goddamn business, whatever the case may be, and you decide to call a number? Why the hell the call end? No, here's a trait on me. Let me try the fuck again. You try calling the goddamn number again, you can't get through. But then someone else call a number and they get through and know perfectly fine. And then you say, you know what, let me try again. You know, you'd be so surprised what these chicks and dudes be out here doing. You know, they be playing with certain devices at the end of the day so you won't get in touch with certain people because they be behind closed doors trying to ruin your reputation, rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even try to steal your identity at the end of the day so you can have an identity crisis, so you can paint you to be mentally unstable, crazy at the end of the day. They want to control the narrative when it comes to your life being dysfunctional, or because, hold on, they don't want you to elevate. You know, they would dibble and dab with sport, or because God was really putting the proper work within you at the end of the day when God was really healing you. It wasn't an overnight process because you still being patient with time and day when you have to get physical. You know, certain folks in different tax bracket, your elderlies, at the end of the day, you'd be so surprised what these folks actually look like. They're mad at their tax bracket, their age, acting their shoe size, not their body weight. How they would try to antagonize you to ruin your reputation. Certain folks, chicks, and dudes would swear you talk about them like a bad habit, but hold on one second. If it puts the title to your book, goddamn, you dropped your own goddamn mask. I ain't have to say your name when you truly paying attention. My content, everybody, and I say that respectfully, but this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to gang stalking, let alone, hold on one second, God don't like ugly. You know, my content is not for everybody. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. Individuals will rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project spell work towards you, or hack your device, your accounts, and emails, or even control conversations or emails, or act like you was part of a conversation when you never was. They have folks working in different departments at the end of the day just to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially in the day, to paint you to be mentally unstable. Today is currently November 11th, 2025. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes, even clout chase or fame. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Never allow a man or a woman to threaten your life because they decide to take your kindness or weakness and you're a truth teller. And they say that nobody will ever believe you because they decide to project spoke on folks, or they got a hate train to go up against you at the end of the day, or they're quick to paint you to be mentally unstable so they can control the narrative of you. Or they would try to use your documentation to try to blackmail you, to put you in a cyborg, get you locked up, or to try to rob you mentally, spiritually, and financially. How this type of stuff actually happens. And I don't wish this on my neighbor. But we all not the same, and I'm far from a hater. You know, I don't run from our past, but we all aren't the same. We may not pray the same at the end of the day, but I had to pretend when God showed me, hold on one second, I was worthy to go with them. You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. I would never hurt myself regardless to who's trying to blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. G-O-D, true love is different. God got your back, God got your back. You've been in trouble so much in your life, you felt like you was gonna lose yourself, but God got your back, God got your back. You are a miracle. You worthy, so that you wasn't gonna become nobody. But you mad at choosing yourself. Don't dim your light to hurt nobody. When you far from the hater, regardless what you going through, you ain't gotta play with spell work. Hold on one second. Neighbor, we all not haters. Don't dim your light, we all don't pray the same. Always be yourself with no intentions. Stop that jealousy, the envy, and the hate. Stop sending spell work over here. And the game stalker, we see you, fool. Gotta go. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself regardless to what man or woman or elderly or child is threatening my life, and I say respectfully. Always be yourself when someone doesn't see your potential. Always be yourself when someone says that you're not worthy of choosing you. They say that you're whack in your corner, you are nobody. You know, when it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I never gave no man or woman or child in the day permission to use my personal information for their personal use. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. And it's currently November 11th, 2025. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say it respectfully. When it comes to gang stalking, they hack your mail, they monitor your packages, they make sure you don't get your stuff at the end of the day. They hack your emails, your accounts, or they even try to blackmail you against you. They will paint sceneries as if you were an addict or a sex worker to set you up, or for some individuals to look at you in a different type of light. How this type of stuff actually happens. They would even project spoke on certain individuals as well, or they would even dig up your past to give people money or opportunity to level up in life so they can ruin your life. How this type of stuff actually happens. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and they monitor your every move. I don't live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. I'm far from a jealous or envious person, regardless of your tax bracket, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I am not a sex worker, and I am not an addict, and I say that respectfully. Individuals will be sitting here plotting to how to destroy you, or how to make you feel dysfunctional at the end of the day, or even project sport towards you, and they can't wait to plot on your next move at the end of the day so you won't see your own reflection. Today is currently November 11th, 2025. I would never hurt myself regardless who's plotting against me, man, woman, couple at the end of the day, or a child, and I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to project fear in you. That relationship that didn't work out at the end of the day? Never stop loving you or choosing you. And I say it respectfully. Because healing trauma and pain is not a race overnight process. That job opportunity didn't work out. When the right people walk into your life, regardless to what subject it is, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions. And they're not energy harvesting off your energy or projecting sport towards you or sending evil lie, and they far from haters. And they're not competing with your trauma, and they're not copying you at the end of the day, because they have their own vibe. They have their own character traits. They're authentic. That's a gift itself. It's not a curse. To be authentic, it's a blessing. It's a miracle. We all don't pray to the same God. But when God endowed a gift within you, can't nobody take it away from you, because it's within you. They would try to humble you. They would try to disrespect you. They would try to do all malicious things towards you to project fear in you, but never stop choosing you, being authentic. And I say it respectfully. They would poison your food, your drinks, your narcotics. You'd be so surprised what these folks would do just to try to dim your light. Or hold on one second, control the narrative, just to say to somebody, I told you they was like that. How this type of stuff actually happens. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's real individuals out here that don't play with spell work or send an evil lie, or is not part of that hate train, regardless of their spirituality or where they at in their healing journey, regardless if they came from poverty and pain. Everybody's not a hater. And when someone is truly not for you at the end of the day, because we all don't have the same mindset. When someone is truly not for you at the end of the day, people keep it pushing. They're not sitting there sending someone evil eye mindset they every move of the day, because they got better things to do, like pour into themselves or their family they love at the end of the day. They're not staying here trying to see how they're going to energy harvest someone's energy, or how to ruin someone's reputation at the end of the day. Individuals will take your kindness or weakness and then say that you're the problem. How this type of stuff actually happens. I walk these streets alone, and I would never hurt myself regardless of trying to blackmail me against me. And I say it respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. It was more so G-O-D, let up, off, hold on 1 second. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. You had so much hate in your vein. You had to dibble and dabble and play with sport work. The dissing was real at the end of the day, but G-O-D was really keeping it real, because my soul was never for sale. You didn't understand the hold on 1 second that tells that God was really keeping it real. The tells that God was really keeping it real when it came to your lies, or because hold on 1 second, God was revealing the devil on the enemy on 2 different levels. That hold on 1 second, I wasn't trying to be the excuse to myself to love myself when it comes to motivation. This type of stuff actually happens. When God's the director, who can stop you? When God's the director, why would you stop loving you? Because God brings you balance. Folks gonna be like, I got your back against the wall. I'm robbing you mentally, spiritually, financially. I got a hate train towards you. I'm trying to make you homeless, do all this type of toxic stuff in the background, play with spoke in a toxic way. I want you to get discouraged, so where's your God at now? When you don't live in fear, they will never understand how God's fixing your crown. I'm far from a hate, and I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you worthy. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself, and I say respectfully. Never allow someone's insecurity stop you from choosing yourself. Individuals will sit there and say that you ain't got potential all day long, but monitor your every move for years and months at a time. But won't put respect on your name. But they be so inspired at the end of the day. It'd be the train of thought for me, because God saw everything. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and when it comes to my creativity, regardless to what man, woman, or child think they're trying to blackmail me against me, I work alone when it comes to my creativity. I am authentic, and I'm far from a copycat, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no misintentions, and I say that respectfully. It's no need to subscribe to me at the end of the day. It's no need to watch me and disturb your own peace, because I'm not begging for your like or your subscription. Because the genuine ones, y'all authentic, hey, the train of me, I gotta go, always be yourself. Healing trauma and pains are a race overnight process, and I say this respectfully. Just because someone gave up on you to know I love you, respect you, protect you, or didn't see your worth, or whatever the case may be, when people walk into your life, blood related or not, they see you, they hear you, they respect you, and they got malicious intentions. And I say it respectfully. When you act in your body where you don't run from your past, God sends the right people into your life, regardless of what challenges and obstacles that was facing your life. Because we all don't operate in a mindset of hate and jealousy and envy. We don't. It ain't competition when you're on God's timing. It's train of thought for me. And especially at the end of the day, when you're a child of God. Now, the child, we all don't pray the same and I'm far from ahead of them, but stop the violence. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless to if I came in crossing at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to bring harm towards me, and I say respectfully. I put everything in my Heavenly Mother Father's God's hands, and I say respectfully. When God sends right into your life, they heck in a body rate regards to keeping poverty and pain. That respect is different because they truly want you to elevate in the most healthiest way. They ain't trying to outdo you better than you. No, ain't no competition over here. No, it's the strength of you. I gotta go. Peace and respect, sense of respect. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. What practice makes perfect when it comes to your world. It was a challenge every single day, but you showed up for yourself. Even folks didn't want your crown to be fixed by your God. At the end of the day, they were throwing spiritual attack when it comes to the spiritual world that we live in. But God was showing you didn't have to have a heart attack. How folks was dibbling down with your food, let alone your narcotics. Hold on one second. The pain to be mentally unstable. God gave you the proper tools to overcome what you've been through. They would never understand why you stand before yourself today when God was never for life. You was a cloud chasing or fame. Hold on one second. We don't all pray the same. The ain't just different. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My content is not for everyone. Practice makes perfect regardless of your age, your religion, your culture, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Never allow someone to discourage you from loving you or pouring into you. And I say it respectfully. Never overlook you because someone said that you're not beautiful enough. Never overlook you because someone decided to project sport towards you. Never overlook yourself because someone didn't want you to believe in faith. And I say that respectfully. You will have folks gather up in groups just to kick you down. You're only one person. But you matter, you're worthy, and you're not alone. And especially on Dibble and Dow with Spower, when you're truly keeping it real. When you try to understand them today, you are worthy. When they overlooked you, never give up on you. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I never gave nobody permission to use my personal information for their personal use, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you ain't doing it for like you cause it fame. When someone doesn't believe you when you're dealing with gang stalking, never stop choosing you, regardless of what zip code, country, county you went in the day, never stop choosing you. Regardless to what man is threatening your life, what woman is threatening your life, what child is threatening your life, when you ain't never have malicious towards none of these people. How people will put you part of a narrative at the end of the day. Because they never saw someone like you. Or you're different. And one thing you know how to do is take accountability for your actions when you don't run from your past. They gang stalked you. They made you feel like you wasn't worthy. That motivation is different. Continue to choose you. Even when you feel like, hold on 1 second, someone just overlooked you. You never overlooked by the right people, and I say it respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and your voice does matter. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Stop the violence. Have a good day. Today is currently November 11th, 25. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, no third party, and I say respectfully. Nobody is in contact with me when it comes to my creativity, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me at the end of the day. Man, woman, or child. I work alone, and I don't do third party until God sends the right people into my life. And I don't got time for drama, let alone. I don't got time for that jealousy stuff. It's a train on me. I gotta go. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Let the vibes. Have a good day. Still healing from a hate crime. I would never hurt myself.